What's really going on behind the scenes? Let's find out. I'm your host Yusuf, and these are 10 Disney Urban Legends employees don't want you to know. Anyways, let's look real closely. Number 10, the toys in Toy Story are immortal. Nameless88 posits this theory that starts off pretty innocent, but if you think about it, it gets dark quick. The toys in Toy Story are immortal. They can't pass away. I mean, they can be crushed or incinerated, but they will never pass away of old age. So, what does that mean for our heroes? Well, they will outlive every owner they have. The story of Andy growing up and leaving their lives will continue ad nauseum until the last of humanity is gone or the toys have all been incinerated. The tortured toys in the first movie are still alive, albeit horribly mangled. They are stuck like that forever, or until Sid cleans his room, throws them into the garbage bag, and sends them into their fiery passing. This also means that the only way they can pass away is kicking and screaming into something that will destroy their entire body. If pieces of them still exist, they're still aware, or maybe alive. We've seen Mr. Potato Head able to feel and use his body parts when they're away from him, closing one eye to see through his disembodied one. We see the baby doll head transposed on the spider body in the first movie. Their soul may reside somewhere in the head then. Or if there is no head, then their central mass. Now, what does that mean for mankind? Well, it means that once we're all gone, the toys inherit the earth. Number 9, Jack Jack. This theory is wild and kind of fun. Pixar has a history of throwing in Easter eggs from all around their films into their newest projects. One of the most famous is A113. A113 is an animator's inside joke. It refers to a classroom at the California Institute of the Arts where many of the Pixar folks got their start. The number has worked its way into nearly every Pixar movie, from the license plate on Andy's SUV in the Toy Story series to a Roman numeral in Brave, to a movie marquee in Incredibles 2. Speaking of the Incredibles franchise, this one's referring to Jack Jack. In The Incredibles 2, another Pixar film, baby Jack Jack Parr has some cool superpowers and can teleport to other dimensions. During his teleportation, a fan theory goes, Jack Jack visited characters from Monsters Inc. at one point. In Monsters Inc., a monster says, a kid flew over me and blasted a car with laser vision. One of Jack Jack's powers is laser vision, so yeah. This is kind of creepy because I feel like Jack Jack could legitimately pull a Homelander from The Boys and laser all of these monsters in half. Let's just hope he doesn't get into the monster world. Coming up next is number 8. The numbers from here on out are about Walt Disney World. Walt Disney on Ice. It's hard to determine when these rumors began, but it sure was a long time ago. In early 1967, a few weeks after Disney's passing on December 15th, 1966, a reporter for a tabloid newspaper called the National Spotlight claimed he had snuck into St. Joseph's Hospital in Burbank, California. The hospital is directly across the street from the Disney studios and where he was treated during his final moments of his illness. As the story progresses, the reporter disguised himself as an ordinary person and broke into a storage room and saw the deceased Disney suspended in a cryogenic metal cylinder. In 1969, the French magazine Ici Paris, and later the National Tatler in the US, further played into the rumors by predicting Disney would be thawed out in 1975. They were wrong. Some people claimed that his burial spot was a freezer stored underneath the Pirates of the Caribbean ride at Disneyland. That's not true. And then there were several former Disney employees who continued to spread the theories about Disney being on ice. Who knows though, maybe he really is on ice. Number 7, the Cinderella Castle Suite. There are rumors and legends concerning a secret suite in Cinderella's castle. These rumors are actually true. The thing is, booking the room is extremely hard to achieve. The truth is, the space in the top of the castle, which was originally meant to be an extra room for the Disney family, was used as storage. In 2006, for the year of a million dreams, it was redone and turned into a luxury suite that only very lucky people get to stay in. The only way to get a night at the castle suite was to win a contest. It's also rumored that celebrities were offered stays in the beginning of its opening. There are even rumors that people have offered tons of money to stay and were turned down. Number 6, real human remains in the haunted house. Disney World is a crazy place. It's a place for special events and celebrations mostly though. Every year there are people getting married, having birthdays, and other important moments in people's lives like graduations coming to the park to celebrate and let loose. But the events don't stop there. A rumor began to spread that there was human ashes scattered in Disney World. The rumor later was confirmed by the Wall Street Journal. Looks like people are doing just about anything at Disney World. Ashes get scattered in multiple attractions in Magic Kingdom, but the most popular one is obviously the Haunted Mansion. Kinda crazy, isn't it? I wouldn't touch the dust in there just in case. Number 5, Disney's final message. Frozen falsehoods aren't the only urban legend myths surrounding Walt Disney's passing. Again, the fact that Disney was known to be such a visionary of the future sparked another one about him having creating a final video to be viewed by employees in the event of his passing. As the story goes, following his passing, Disney's chief executives were escorted to a company screening room where they were given assigned seats and then were shown a film in which Walt Disney spoke to each one by name, all the while looking toward the seat of who was being addressed, and outlined what he expected of each person within the next 5 years. That's kinda creepy. If he did do that, he's got foresight up the wazoo. Number 4, the haunted lamp. Whether or not you believe in ghosts in the traditional sense, it's undeniable that the spirit of Walt Disney lives on at the Disney park, like metaphorically. But for those who do appreciate the ghost stories, there is a unique urban legend associated with the lamp that Disney was known to keep within his private apartment quarters on Main Street, USA. When Walt Disney was still in his private apartment above the fire station, he always kept the lamp in his front window overlooking the park lighted, signaling his presence. When he left, the lamp was obviously extinguished. After Walt passed, the general consensus was that the light would never again be turned on. A cast member once tasked with cleaning the apartment found the light on. Believing it to have been turned on in an error, it was quickly extinguished, but again, the light was found to be on. Some accounts even say a voice was heard in the room saying, "I'm still here." Number 3, real skeletons in Pirates of the Caribbean. That's right. Disneyland's original Pirates of the Caribbean attraction did, in fact, originally feature genuine, real-life skeletal bones. The bones were provided by UCLA Medical Center and placed around various locations throughout the attraction, so at least it was legally acquired. The morbid incorporation of actual human remains came from the Walt Disney Company's perpetual strides toward perfection and authenticity. The technology of the day just wasn't up to it in producing realistic enough faux skeletons. Fortunately, that is no longer the case, and Disney has since replaced the real bones with realistic farce ones. However, there is reportedly at least one skull that is still the real deal. You'll find it in the captain's quarters on the headboard behind the dead man's skeleton in bed with the magnifying glass and lamp. Some sources say that there are other real bones still present in addition. That's a fun little game you can play with your friends next time you're there. Try to point out the real skeletal remains. Maybe that's too dark. Number 2, George's Ghost. Disney World's Pirates of the Caribbean isn't without its own mysterious myths. It apparently is haunted by a ghost named George. The tale has many versions, but the basics are all the same. A construction worker named George, tasked with helping build the Pirates of the Caribbean at Magic Kingdom Park, suffered a fatal accident during the construction process. Now, as the story goes, his ghost haunts the attraction. George is most infamous for wreaking havoc on the attraction, causing the ride to malfunction. He does this more often when Disney cast members forget to greet him first thing in the morning or wish him a good night before leaving in the evening. This may explain why Pirates of the Caribbean is always breaking down at the most inconvenient times. And superstitious cast members all agree that since making an effort to acknowledge George, such instances have improved somewhat. But the question remains whether a ghost named George is truly haunting the site. Historical records show nothing confirming that there was ever a construction worker named George who passed on the location there. But who knows? Number 1, cats work for the park? Over the years, many random cats have been observed hanging about Disneyland Park in the wee hours. Rumor has it that back in its earliest years, cats were deliberately released into Disneyland Park as a clever means of controlling the rodent population. If that were true, then this growing army of rogue felines gladly continues to miss the mark where Mickey and Minnie are concerned. Fortunately, it isn't true, at least not the part about the cats being brought in for such a purpose. But the reality is that there are, in fact, stray cats that have been making their homes within the range of the happiest place on earth throughout the decades. Most of Disneyland's feral cats never interact with the guests and are only active at night. Disney does not encourage contact, but neither are they of a mind to evict the kitty vagabonds. Instead, they've been quietly seeing to the cats' needs, feeding them and spaying/neutering them when necessary. The cats are even considered honorary cast members on Rodent Patrol, a humorous call out that only fuels long-standing rumors. Thanks for watching. Those were 10 Disney urban legends employees don't want you to know. Leave a like and comment if we missed anything, and we hope you have a scary day.